Welcome to the Burds Eye Scoop, where you see everything. You get the scoop from a very high level. It's me, Dukes, my man Burd. Burd, what's happening?
What's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Happy to be back, dog.
Nah, for sure, man. It's been overdue. And shout out to Prize Picks, man. You know they represent the scoop. We appreciate Prize Picks for everything. Man, Burd, we got caught up. Got a
Yeah,
lot of good things going on in Colorado Spring Camp, man.
yeah.
Um, I want to start here. What was your favorite moment of the of the spring? If you had to pick one thing that you was like, you know what, I kind of got a good vibe from it. What is
Yeah.
something you saw this spring that gave you good vibes for the season?
I definitely feel like the intensity with the coaching staff, how like you
Mm,
saw like the fire and the passion each and every day. It seemed like on every well off media video, when you look at the fact that like we're going 11 on 11 like every single play. I mean, the coaches were just into it like at a high level. I mean, it was just like coaches sprinting. You looking at coaches sweating, dripping like they
yeah,
practice. Yeah, so it was like the fire, the intensity, the passion that we were seeing out of the coaching staff was something I haven't seen since covering Colorado, and I think it trickled down obviously to our players, and it's only going to help us get better, and it's going to help us play at a high level. I think.
as someone from the Virginia area,
Mhm.
one of the most intense coaches on this staff was Chris Marv. He
Yeah,
was at Virginia Tech.
yeah,
A lot of the fans on social media gave him a bad rap, but then you got some fans who really watch football that know like at Virginia Tech, it ain't that he really ain't mess up. He kind of got a
no,
raw deal. Kind of
yeah,
tell us about what you heard on your end about Chris Marv.
yeah. I mean, for me, the him coming in from Virginia Tech. I mean, I love everything that he brought to Virginia Tech into that program, into that defensive coordinator position, but also being able to being a all conference linebacker himself at Vandy and how
Mm,
successful he was at Vandy. I mean, he's coached a lot of guys that's played at the next level. He's coached all conference
right.
guys, all American guys, especially at the linebacker position. And I think I know he's got. Coming in, getting the defensive coordinator position. Obviously, we know when we lost Coach Livingston, a lot of people were thinking that that wasn't really a great move, right? But to me, I wasn't mad at it because one, you already had somebody that had that experience at the
Mhm.
P4 level, that's had some success already at the P4 level and elevated in the ACC defense already. So that on top of his coaching and the way he can kind of get guys to buy in, his teaching principles, like you can see, like when he speaks, everyone listens. Like he has
Mhm.
that ability to control the room and get guys to buy in and understand. And so I feel like those things are things that you don't really see on the stat sheet when you look at a coach's resume. You don't really see that until he gets into the room, until you actually see it, get him on camera and you're like, oh, dang, like he really has some fire, some passion. He make me want to listen to him and play for him, So that those are the type of things where it's like I feel like he's won a lot more, of Buff Nation over who
Yeah.
didn't really feel good about the move initially.
When you think about as you know as a high level baseball player, you got a
Yeah,
brother that's playing professional football.
yeah,
When you get a coach that can get onto you without calling you out your name, or that
yeah,
can get onto you without embarrassing you. What
right.
does that do for a person? Or what does that do for a player to have a coach you respect that doesn't have to be disrespectful to get your attention?
Right. That's the key word you said was respect. Because when you respect somebody, you buy into anything that they tell you and you listen. And you don't just
Mm,
and you, it doesn't like go in one ear and out the other. You become a sponge, right? And you
mhm.
apply it. So for me, I feel like when you have that type of coach, it really brings the best out of you. Those are the best coaches. Those are the best coaches I ever played for. Coaches that because for me, when I was a player, obviously I like to get coached hard. Like I don't want to be, don't coach me soft. I don't want no little soft. Now coach me hard. Because at the end of the day, like it's gonna translate for me. Like it's gonna make me click and like, all right, I gotta be better. So I feel like those type of coaches are the best coaches that you can honestly play for. And those type of coaches where you look back and those are almost like father figures when you say those are the type of coaches where you can call 10, 20, 30 years from now and
Mhm.
y'all still got a relationship. Those are the coaches you want to play for.
I I thought it was real cool to see that how Coach Marv would enunciate what he expected. Like sometimes his yelling may be a complete enunciation of the word. Like
Yeah,
when he like violence, you knew
yeah,
what he meant, right? Like, you
yeah.
like, hey, I always
Mhm.
said it reminded me of like when Franklin was passing out on Snowfall, like bodies, bodies, bodies,
Yeah.
bodies. I was like,
Yep.
he kind of gave me that Franklin Saint vibe, whereas real cool, real collected, where I can go there if I need to go there.
Yep.
Another player that was like that, that's real cool, real collected, was Nathan Mitchell. He came over from New Mexico State.
Yep.
He flew around all spring. Talk to me about what you thought about Nathan Mitchell and how and what he brings to Buff Nation.
He lived up to the expectations that I had him coming in the spring. I mean, a guy that led New Mexico State defense in a lot of different categories. Again, led Conference USA in forced fumbles. He was the only DB that had that majority, amount of tackles when it comes to Conference USA. He was the number one DB in tackles there. I mean, he was a disruptor all last year at Conference USA, and I just felt like he brought that energy and brought that passion, that intensity, but also high Q, high level of play to Boulder. And I think we got something good there. I really, really do. And I love what he's going to also bring to the fact when you talk about challenging other guys. Because, I mean,
Right.
when you see somebody like that play at a high level, it's going to up your level of play at the end
No,
of the
for
day.
sure.
Yeah. So I think we got something special there with Nate Mitchell, man. He's going to make a lot of plays for us on Saturday.
Man, it's crazy, man. We almost 6 minutes in and we still on defense. So let's just turn this into a defensive episode, right?
Let's rock. Let's
All right.
rock.
So we got Nathan Mitchell at one safety. I
Yeah.
feel as if you play the game tomorrow, the other safety will be Randon Fournette.
Without
What do you
question.
think about Fournette, the transfer from Vanderbilt, and what he brought to the table?
I love his position versatility because I know he plays some linebacker at Vandy as well, on top of being able to play safety. So I like his ability to be able to play in the box. He's physical. He makes plays all over the field. I know he led the spring game in tackles. Had 8 tackles in the spring game. Also had a tackle for loss. Had a half a sack. So flying around, he makes plays all over the field. And you're talking about a guy that has SEC level experience and SEC level success as well. So that's a guy that's going to come into the Big 12. Technically has played at a level higher than the Big 12, right, and had success there, right? So,
Right.
I mean, that's somebody that you can expect. When you look at Nathan Mitchell and Fournette at safety, and then you sprinkle in Boo Carter and nickel. I mean, we got some guys in that secondary, man. It's gonna be fun, dog.
What I saw was that this has the opportunity to be one of the hardest hitting secondaries in college football. And what I was thinking about, like you mentioned, Boo Carter.
Yeah.
Let's just say, I don't know, for kicks and giggles, you go Boo Carter at corner, like Coach Prime alluded to at one point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You go Nathan Mitchell at the slot.
Yeah.
You put him at the nickel.
Yeah.
You go Braylon Edwards as the free.
Mm-hmm.
And Brandon Fournette as the strong or the box safety.
Yeah.
How physical is that lineup as a secondary? Like, what goes through a wide receiver's mind if he thinks about a secondary with Boo Carter at corner, Nathan Mitchell at nickel, and the two safeties being Braylon Edwards and Brandon Fournette?
You better keep your damn head on the swivel. I would say that, and and you better
Yeah.
hope your quarterback don't throw you a hospital ball. That's what you better hope, right? Because and it helps just having that thought in a wide receiver's mind. That's when you get the alligator arms, where they're not really
Right.
fully extending to catch the ball, right? That's when you get him peeking a little bit before he really taking his eyes off the football. That's where drops come in. And so it's just those small things that live in the back of a wide receiver's mind that when we put those violent hits on tape, teams are going to see it. The players are going to remember that, right? And they're going to have it in the back of the mind that, damn, I got to go across the middle. Damn, that crazy ass true freshman right there that don't care, don't care about nobody, right? Like, I mean, you hit someone in the head right there when you say we could really have the most physical secondary, one of the most physical secondaries in the country, because these guys are headhunters. They do not care. That's what you want.
How impressive is Braylon Edwards coming in and creating a name for himself, an identity for himself? We're looking for a certain style of play from Braylon Edwards already in the first spring. How hard is that to do as a true freshman?
It's tough to do, but I feel like when you have a guy that's built like he is, especially mentally and physically, coming from the high school, coming from a national high school power that he's come from out of the state of Texas, I think it was an easier transition from someone like him. Like, he didn't come in with the thought process of a true freshman in his first spring. He didn't come in like that. He came in like a guy that I'm trying to go on the field. I'm trying to play. I don't care about freshmen. So I don't care about none of the classification. I'm going to come out here and show these guys why I'm one of the best players on this team, on this defense, and how I can help this team win right now, not the future, right now. And he's shown that he is not afraid of anybody. And that's what you want in a true freshman. I can only imagine how he's going to be as an upperclassman.
Oh, yeah, man. When you think about the physical development, man, I had his pop Laneric on, and he talked about how he just is from 6th grade on. He put Braylon in basically a circuit of working out to where, he taught him how to work out. He didn't hit him with crazy weights early.
Mm-hmm.
He got him in the mindset of working out, and he's a physical specimen at this point.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about the secondary. We talked really about the safeties.
Mm-hmm.
And really, we got some stuff to talk about at corner, but I want to talk about that whole alley
Mhm.
Last year, I always said that Colorado worried me up the alley, right? The linebackers and the safeties. I was
Yeah.
really once you got past, that initial line, that's what
Mhm.
worried me.
For
And I
sure.
feel like they did a good job addressing the safety position.
Yeah.
What about the linebackers? What did you like from the linebackers that Colorado brought in the transfer portal?
Obviously, starting off with Gideon Ispin Lampert. I mean, you talk about a guy that just makes plays all over the field. That's a tackling machine. That actually really really wants to get the job done at a high level and afraid to do the dirty work. 'Cause that's what you got. That's what you got to have at linebacker. Man, playing linebacker is a different mentality, and
Yeah,
there's some dirty work that you got to do that you got to want to do. And that's the type of linebackers that we brought in. And you add on another guy like Tyler Martinez, who finished second in the spring game in tackles. I believe he had 5 tackles in the spring, and he finished second in the spring game in tackles. So a guy like him who had high level success at New Mexico State. I mean, guys that actually want to get the job done at a high level and have high IQ and are just like students of the game.
right.
And really and like they lead with their play, and that's the type of guys we really brought in. And same thing with Leon Lafayette, the linebacker from Texas. I mean, I feel
Mhm.
like the crop of linebackers that we brought in, along with the high school guys as well. I mean, the high school guys now have a crop of linebackers that they can really groom and learn from. And that's really what I like a lot too. I think that's kind of going over a lot of people is the fact that look at the young linebackers that we brought in the 2026 class and look who they get to learn from. Right.
Right.
These are the guys that now are going to be the linebacker core in the future, and they get to learn from this type of linebacker core. So I think all in all, not only is this going to help us right now, but it's also going to help our younger guys in the future as well.
I think, like you said, you nailed it. Having guys who played a lot of football that play a brand of high IQ football, you may not have to go get guys in the portal next year when you have guys like Crawford and Rodney Colton, who
Hmm.
and Colton has a college ready body as
Yeah.
an 17, 18-year-old. He came in ready and he
Yep.
played some pretty physical. He played a pretty physical brand of football as a true freshman.
For
Uh,
sure.
how important is these guys, these freshmen, getting to school in January versus coming to school in summer?
I'm telling you right now, I've always said that is if you can get in school early, if you can graduate early and enroll, do it. Because not only you can get a jump start on the school, because obviously academics is first. So obviously you can get a jump start in the school, right? But you also get a jump start in playbook, development, nutrition, right? that's that's bigger than anything. Now, obviously, you got guys that just they can't graduate early, and that's fine. But the ones that can get in early, it pays off dividends, and you see success. And those are the guys that play as a true freshman, and not only just play, produce. Because for
Right.
me, it's a difference in playing and producing. You can play
Yeah.
as a true freshman, and that's fine. But did you produce as a true freshman? Are you going to be looked at now as a sophomore? You one of those guys now. Like
Right.
you have expectations now as a sophomore, as opposed to going to your sophomore year. Like, okay, let's see if he got better. So
Right.
I think it's huge being able to come in the spring.
We talked about the linebacker core. We talked
Mhm.
about the safeties.
Yeah,
I think one place that I feel like Colorado did get better, and I've seen some stuff on social media where some people may not feel this way, is the
hmm
defensive line.
yeah,
Now, Colorado kind of went to, and we saw what they said about Colorado being small.
yeah. Which is great.
And they did kind of switch from when you think about the two D tackles they rolled out last year versus what they may start this year. It seems like they have a different brand of D tackle that still has good size. Talk
Yeah.
to me about anybody who may have stood out to you on the defensive line on it's from a tackle perspective on the
Yeah.
interior.
For me, of course, Santana Hopper is going to be a
Yeah,
guy that I feel like is going to make a lot of plays for us, man, and has tech versatility. I mean, you can line him up really anywhere. But having someone like him that's twitchy in the inside, they can be able to split double teams and be able to wreak havoc in the backfield. Because obviously, a lot of D tackle, those guys, you can't really see how they impact the game a lot of times in the stat sheet. Because a lot of ways they impact the game does not come up in the box score. But when you got a guy in the interior defensive line position that can impact games on the box score too, that's when you got a disruptor. That's when it opens
yeah,
up everything else on the defense. So also too, another guy that I just hope we can get back is of course Ezra Christensen. Obviously, I mean
yeah,
we got to find a way to hopefully his eligibility is able to come through for us because that's an NFL guy. I mean
yeah.
that's that's an NFL guy. That's a game record man in the middle, and that's somebody that's I mean he could take our defense to a whole
Right,
nother level, and hopefully if we don't able to get him eligible, or even if we can, we got to hit on one of these guys that we're looking at. One of the transfer guys, either the D2 kid, right, which is Jalen Harris, right, out of Central
yeah,
Missouri,
Yep.
The D tackle that he has an official visit lined up. The date hasn't been released yet. Or we got to hit on Malachi, right? Malachi Brown out of California, the D tackle out of California,
Yeah.
right? The 6'5", 315, the run stopper. Yeah, if we can hit on one of them, I know he's high in Colorado. He already visited. Looks like he had a great time. But I know he's got Oregon State, he's got K-State, he's got Kansas, he's visiting Florida State coming up, he's visiting West Virginia coming up. So there's going to be some schools in the running to land him. I know he's looking to commit early. He said because he graduates May 22nd. So Malachi
Yeah.
wants to commit on May 18th. That was what he said. He wants to commit May 18th. So I mean that's in a couple weeks. So I mean that's a plug and play D tackle right there out
Yeah.
of the JUCO ranks. Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of somebody's gonna get a gym to get him this late. To be honest with you, somebody's gonna get a gym to get him this late.
Yeah.
And it's like it's gonna be a P5 school in either in the Big 12 or it could be in the ACC. So we'll see how it plays out. But what we have right now, I feel like we'll be okay with what we have right now. But guys are gonna have to produce, and we got to see like what does Quincy Wiggins look like on the inside? Moving Quincy Wiggins inside. What does that look like? Right? Him
Right.
putting on weight. Does he finally break out and have that type of performances that we would expect out of somebody that, especially out of high school, he's a big time guy coming out of high school. No one
Yeah.
playing in Louisiana.
Right.
Coming out of high school, right? So like if we'll see when we get there. But I think we're gonna be okay with the guys that we have, and if we add more, we'll get better.
Tomano Pepe.
Yeah.
When he came over, I was looking, I said, man, this is a huge guy in comparison to some of the more twitchy guys. How does he fit into this rotation? Why bring a guy so big to match him up with guys who are more twitchier on the inside?
I feel like it's good to have some versatility there.
Right.
Because when you have someone like him, obviously you're not expecting a lot of the twitchiness out of him. But he's the type of guy that can plug up holes, right? And sometimes that's enough. He's the type of guy that can stop a guard from getting to the second level and free up our linebackers, right? Sometimes you need that, right? It's the little things that a lot of people don't look at and really don't understand. And it is what it is. But I think as long as we can keep his conditioning up, because playing at that weight, it's not easy, especially at altitude. It's not easy.
Right.
But the fact that we're not expecting him to be a every down D tackle, right? I mean, it'd be some series that he's probably not going to be on the field, which is fine. But we can keep a steady rotation with him where he can, when he's on the field, he's 100%. And he can go. He's rolling. I think there's some things that he can do that he can help us in certain situations where we can use him.
From an edge rusher perspective, did anybody stand out to you?
Yeah. Toby Onene out of North Dakota State. I feel like he's gonna be a guy. I feel like the edge can be sneaky, man, for sure. But I feel like he's gonna be a guy that's gonna definitely turn some heads. I think Balansama Kamara out of Albany. I feel like he can also be a guy that we got to keep our eye on for sure, because I mean these are guys that made a lot of plays. These guys that started at their institutions previously coming in. These are guys that made a lot of plays, right? So obviously they're coming in with a chip on their shoulder because a lot of people don't believe in them, and it's cool, it's fine. It is what it is. But another one too that I feel like can really make some plays here. Obviously is Ozeagu out of James Madison. The athleticism that he has coming off the edge is he's gonna be one of the most athletic edges in the country. I mean, there's not a lot of edges that can run 4.5. It's 4.4.45. There's not a lot of edges that can do that. Let's just be real.
There's not a lot of linebackers. There's not a lot of
right.
That's a hard number, bro.
Right, bro. So I mean, we're gonna get some production in that room. Lamont Lester too, out of Monmouth, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that is still got 3 years of eligibility. Somebody was a really great player at Monmouth this past year. So I feel like we'll be okay in the edge room. I mean, obviously guys know how to make plays, but I feel like we'll get it done.
Last but not least, the corner position. At corner, if you had to roll out two corners right now, who would you start a game with? And that's not to saying that they're the best, but if you just based off of spring, what you saw, what two would you go with for left and the right corner or field in the boundary?
Yeah, so it's tough because it all depends on how we roll out. Like if we going 3-3-5 or we going 4-3, like how we roll out. But if I say Creed Thomas for sure, Creed Thomas is one. I was high on Creed Thomas immediately. When we had one of our first shows, I was telling you about Creed Thomas. That was before spring even started. Just based on what he was able to do at Notre Dame on the practice field. I know he didn't play, but it's because of who Notre Dame had in front of him. He wasn't going to play with a lot of corners.
Best corner in the country. He may be the best defender in the country.
Right, you see what I'm saying? So it was like he won't get on the field of Notre Dame anyway. But Notre Dame did not want to lose him. They knew what they had in Creed Thomas. They did not want to lose him. So I'm definitely rolling out Creed Thomas. Damn, it's tough. If if we 4-3 and we're not rolling out a nigga, I'm gonna go Boo Carter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Boo Carter. If we 3-3-5, 4-2-5, then roll out RJ and then have Boo in the Nick.
Okay. All right. Man, solid, man. Man, first of all, awesome stuff. Thank you once again, bro. Man, we got to do this more often. As a matter of fact, we already locked in because we got to come talk offense next week.
Yeah, for
everybody
sure.
gonna want to hear your opinion on the
Yeah.
quarterback position, the
Yeah.
running back position, the wide receivers, the linemen.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, let's lock this in again. And shoot, man, where can everybody find you?
Hey, man, appreciate the love and support. First Dukes, man. Hey, look, we got to do this, bro. I'm all for it, dog. Like,
for sure.
We really got something with this, bro. And I have fun each and every time we come up here, bro. Like, it's crazy how fast the time go. I ain't even like we're gonna be 20 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
easy money. Yeah.
It's crazy how fast the time goes. So, but yeah, y'all can find me on Twitter at Burdseyeview _5. You can find me on Instagram at Burdseyeview, same thing. Definitely appreciate the love and support, man. Make sure I keep supporting Dukes, man. Yeah, we really got something with this, man. Looking forward to it.
No, for sure, man. And if you're watching this on the Burds Eye View channel, man, follow me at Dukes D Scoop, man. Like, and I think the cold part about this is, man, it's enough money for everybody. We can come together, you know what I'm saying, put stuff together, send people to each other's channel. And I think that's how we stay, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep the money in the pot, man, like, and pass it. So, man, I appreciate you for allowing me on your channel, bit dog.
For sure, dog. It's all love, brother.
All right, for sure.
All right, bro.
Shout out to PrizePicks, America's #1 sports picks app. If you haven't already, go download it today and use the code HMA. It is so simple to do. All you have to do is pick your favorite sport, pick the player, pick a stat, and pick whether you think that will be more or less of the number that's given. All right. So download the app, use the code HMA, and when you play your first $5, you get $50 in lineups instantly. You cannot beat it. All right, so listen, you got a big game tonight, NBA playoffs, Karl Anthony Towns, you got Jaden McDaniels, you got Stephon Castle. Bro, I went more, right? I think the Knicks will do their thing, so I went Karl Anthony Towns more. I got Jaden McDaniels, you know, like Ant-Man said, shoot, they got Kevin Durant. We got Jaden McDaniels. And I also think Stephon Castle will get off. All right, so download PrizePicks today and use the code HMA. The link is in the description.